Hey friend, welcome back. As always, I am your host, Brian Davis, co-founder of Spark Rental, and I'm on this journey with you. Literally, I invest my personal money every month in the same group investments that we make as a co-investing club. And today we are asking a question that so many new passive real estate investors ask, and that's what is internal rate of return in real estate investing? So to help us answer that question, we've brought in expert Litan Yahav from VYZER. Litan, what can you tell us about internal rate of return, how it works, and why we should bother caring or calculating this in the first place?
Thanks for having me, Brian. I think performance profits is what we're doing this for. We're not, doing this from a philanthropy standpoint, just like donating money. And so we want to see the performance of our investments. And there are different metrics to measure this. One of the most common ones, by the way, is return on investment, ROI. And there's an advantage and disadvantage with ROI. There's also another term, which is basically the same thing called multiple on invested capital, which is basically MOIC for short. So MOIC is basically if I put 100,000 into a deal and I'm expected to get 150,000 back, I'm making 1.5x on my money. That's my MOIC. From an ROI perspective, what I'm making on that $150,000 is 50% ROI, right? I put 100 in, I got 50,000 profit back. My ROI is $50,000, 50%. Now, the problem with ROI and MOIC is there's no time effect on that performance. So basically, it could have taken me 20 years to make that $50,000 profit. And then, so then if you look at it from an average annual return or AAR, you basically take that $50,000 and you divide it by, or 50%, and you divide it by 20 years, and you'll get, a very low annualized return, right? 2.5%. And so, right, 2.5%, I did the math correct there, right? Yeah. All right. Yeah. So 50 divided by 20, 2.5%. All right. So then that's bad, right? Or compared to the benchmark. But there's a whole nother metric called internal rate of return, the IRR. And that takes into account, let's just say the same investment I did, I put 100,000 in 20 years later, the total return on investment is $150,000, basically 50% ROI, 2.5% AAR. But let's say after year one, I get $50,000 back. That's the profit. And then the remaining basically is the 100,000, or let's just say it's $40,000 after year one. And then after 20 years, another $10,000 in profit or 110 back. Now that's a totally different ballgame because that situation from an IRR standpoint will be higher than a 2.5% annualized annual return because when I receive that money back, that $40,000 back after year one, I can then reinvest it and then generate more returns, right? That's the importance of IRR. Now, when you look at a real estate investment, you always want to look at that IRR because it's really important to understand the cash flow, not just a total return from that investment. I hope that makes sense.
Yeah, so the way that I think about IRR is that it takes compounding into effect, right? Uh, so in most cases with passive real estate syndications, you get the bulk of the returns at the very end. So, you can't just look at the average annual return, or you can, but it doesn't take compounding into effect with that investment because if you had made that return throughout the entire investment, and like you said, you could have been reinvesting those returns, then you would have had that compounding return on investment. So, all right, Litan, in 30 seconds or less, how do you help people? How does VYZER, your company, help people? And how can listeners connect with you?
Right. So we built VYZER to help people like us keep their passive investing passive by tracking and managing all their passive investments in one place automatically and VYZER. We founded VYZER 3.5 years ago, and that's what we were focused on doing. VYZER is VYZER.co, and you can reach me at Litan, Litan at VYZER.co. And I love speaking with other LP investors and real estate investors.
Awesome. Well, we certainly love what you guys are doing at VYZER. It's an awesome platform. We've checked it out ourselves. And guys, if you enjoy these quick conversations that we have, please rate, review the show. It makes a world of difference to us, and we will catch you on the flip side. Wondering how private equity real estate investing works? We get it. A lot of investors are put off by phrases like private equity or real estate syndication, but these completely passive investments are actually a lot easier than buying properties directly, buying properties yourself in your own name. So we offer a free 40-minute class called Hack the Rich, 7 Secrets We've Learned from Private Equity Real Estate. There's not even a sales pitch at the end. We'll show you how to invest in these on your own without any help from us. So go to sparkrental.com/hack to take the free class. And we can't wait to chat about your questions.